Are you ready to read 3 American novels of sacrilege, prison, and the Jazz Age? Hello, welcome to my channel, Another Bibliophile Reads. My name is Greg, and this spring, in April and May, I'm going to be joining 3 group reads of 3 American novels. 2 of them are the ideas of Alan at Big Hard Books and Classics. The third is a smaller booktuber, Sherri Rabinowitz. But the ones that Alan wants to read, the first one is another roadside attraction by Tom Robbins, originally published in 1971. This novel should be sacrilegious and satire. It is one of his favorite books, says Alan. I have not read it, nor have I read any novel by Tom Robbins, and I think it's about time that I remedy that situation. But what is this book about? What if the second coming didn't quite come off as advertised? What if the corpse on display in that funky roadside zoo is really who they say it is? What does that portend for the future of Western civilization? And what if a young clairvoyant named Amanda reestablishes the flea circus as popular entertainment and fertility worship as the principal religious form of our high-tech age? Another roadside attraction answers those questions and a lot more. It tells us, for example, what the 60s were truly all about, not by reporting on the psychedelic decade, but by recreating it from the inside out. In the process, this stunningly original satirical cult thriller is fully capable of simultaneously eating a literary hot dog and eroding the borders of the mind. I'm really looking forward to this. This will be the first book that we discuss towards the end of April. Depending on how many people want to join this group read, it will be either done on Voxer or my Discord channel. I will provide my Discord link in the description, as well as my Voxer name. Go ahead and contact me if you want to join. The second novel that Alan recommends is Homeboy by Seth Morgan, originally published in 1990. It is Seth Morgan's only novel. He was at work on a second book when he died in a motorcycle accident. And according to Alan, Seth Morgan had been drinking very heavily in New Orleans before getting on his motorcycle. So his death is kind of his own fault. But this is a prison novel of sorts. Homeboy, Seth Morgan's stunning novel, is a gritty, ribald, and frenetically lyrical odyssey through the Strip in San Francisco, a netherworld of whores, pimps, dealers, and junkies, to the hell of Coldwater Penitentiary. And after a high-priced hooker is killed and one of the world's biggest diamonds is stolen, Joe Speaker, a strip joint barker and dope addict, stumbles onto the missing jewel, is hunted down and put away for the murder. In prison, he finds that his troubles are just beginning. To research this little video, I looked up Seth Morgan on the internet to learn a little bit more about this author. I discovered that he was Janis Joplin's cocaine dealer in the 70s, and that he was engaged to be married to her when she died. I did not know that. This looks like it's going to be a fascinating and gritty novel. Alan says it's one of his favorite books. I also have an extra copy of this book. A few days ago, I noticed the Kindle version was on sale for only 75 cents, and I snagged it up. And I snagged it up because I thought Alan had given away his copy of Homeboy and was looking for a new version. Apparently, he does have a copy of Homeboy. So, if you join our discussion group on Homeboy and you would like this paperback copy, I will mail it out to an address in the United States or somewhere I'm allowed to use media mail because I'm not paying for foreign shipping. But if you're in the US and you want this copy, I'll be happy to give it away. I will be also joining a group read of The Great Gatsby, run with Sherri Rabinowitz. I first read The Great Gatsby at University of Maryland in the 80s. I have since read it maybe 2 or 3 other times, and I did not think I would be interested in rereading it. However, where I live in Fredericksburg, Virginia, Mary Washington University has a series of lectures that they call The Great Lives. They usually discuss nonfiction and biography, those kind of things. But this time they did a special lecture on J. Gatsby, as if he were a real person. And they brought in a professor, Bob Batchelor, from North Carolina, to discuss this novel. He is a real fan of the novel. In his lecture, he says he's read it 104 times. So he is a major fan of The Great Gatsby. And listening to his lecture, I decided I'm going to reread it myself for probably the 5th time. It's only 150, maybe 160 pages long, so it's a quick and fascinating read. And I have to ask myself, is it the great American novel of the 20th century? Or is it just a book that everyone has read? Because the professor mentioned that just about everyone in the United States, either in high school or college, eventually has to read The Great Gatsby. So it is a shared experience for most of us. And I'm going to be happy to reread this book again, I hope. And that will be the 3 American novels that I'm doing in group reads this spring. I hope you decide to join in one or more of these books. Thank you for watching and keep on reading.